Alright guys, I've never been so excited to receive a power cable in the post, but here it is. This is the power cable that will hopefully help the tennis ball launcher sell. So I've got it all drafted on eBay, all ready to go. I was going to try and sell it without the power cable, but thought I should try and search for one and pay up and try and find one, and hopefully that will help it sell. And luckily there was only one really dodgy looking website, but I managed to email them, spoke to them directly, and they supplied me with the power cable. I had to pay up for it though. I did pay £52 for this, so it's a lot of money. I paid £40 for the machine, as you know from the previous video. So right now we're up to £92. Anyway, I'll open this up and make sure it's the right thing. So we've got a power cable there, basic figure 8 cable. And here it is. That's all it is there. Looks like the right connection. I will go and test it on the machine to make sure it works. It's literally just a little cable, but I don't know, it's got to be worth it, I guess. Yes, I'll plug that into the machine. Hopefully it charges it all up okay. I mean, like I said, it already had charge in it already, so it's all good to go. But I did want to sell it with the charger cable itself, just to get that extra money and make sure the buyer's happy with it. I have plugged it in. We've got the green light on here, which shows it's charging. And you've got a red light on this little box, and then green light means it's fully charged. I'm just happy it all fits. It's just crazy this thing here costs more than this machine itself. Right then, everything's looking good. I'm just amending the listing, because originally I had it up without the charge cable because I thought I wouldn't be able to find one. Got photos in the listing of it charging, as you can see. Just trying to be as clear as possible really and show everything I can, because I'm a bit scared, to be honest, of this sale, so when it does come through I really want the buyer to know exactly what they're getting. Loads of photos. I've used all 24 photos eBay provided. Also description. I don't usually put too much effort into my descriptions, but on this one, huge, big, long description. I will be happy to post it internationally, but only through eBay's GSP. I can't imagine what international postage will be through, like, I don't know, Parcel Force or whatever. It'll be huge money if it sells for like over £1,000. But yeah, I think that is all good to go. I'm aiming for £1,299.99 with best offer on, so we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm in it about £92, plus obviously my time cleaning it up and testing it and stuff like that. But if I get an offer come through for like 800, 900, I'll probably accept it, because it's a lot of money and I could really do with the money right now as well. I'm charging £40 for postage through Parcel Force, because the max with them is 30 kilograms. Packaging it up itself, that'll be a bit of a challenge, obviously. So we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So without further ado, let's list it. There we go. My most expensive item listed. Right guys, just a little update. Yeah, the tennis machine has 2 watches on it. It's been listed for about 3 hours now. We've had 14 views and 2 watches. I don't know if they're you guys, the subscribers, but could be random people. Could be tennis fans, who knows, but yeah, hopefully a potential buyer. And fast forward 2 months, I can finally share with you guys the sale that came through yesterday. The tennis machine has finally sold. So it's been a bit of a crazy journey. Listed it for I think 2 months. I believe I listed it in August, and it is now the 29th of October. It's not actually the first time it's sold. This is actually the 3rd time it has sold. So the first time was on eBay. As you would have seen in my previous clips, I started getting watches quite early on, and it went all the way up to about 30 watches, and nobody was biting the bullet. Nobody was making offers, nobody was clicking buy. I was sending offers out. I was aiming for the sort of £1,000 mark, like I did mention, and again, I think I had a few messages. They were asking questions about it, and they weren't sort of confident enough to buy it on eBay without actually seeing it in person, which is fully understandable. So I dropped it to around £1,000. Then about a month ago, we had an offer come in for £800 on eBay. I'm in £92. They want to pay £800 plus the £40 postage that I had on it. Pretty happy to take that. Accepted the offer, and then classic eBay buyer, you've all had it before. They send the offer, I accepted it straight away, and then I got a ton of messages after, loads of questions about the machine, how long I've had it, what's it like on the inside. Even though I put all of this in the description, 24 photos on eBay, plenty of photos, a video up of it working, showing all the movements and everything, that it really works. All these questions, and then after about half an hour of chatting with this person, they decided not to buy it. So annoyingly, obviously they've bought it in a way, so I've lost my 30 watches I had on it, and I've had to relist it and start fresh again from zero. So always annoying. And at that point I thought, you know what, I'm going to list it on Facebook. So I put it on Facebook Marketplace, and it sat there for about 2 weeks until I finally got a message from someone down the road actually in Portsmouth way. He was very up for viewing it. I think I had it on for 800 on Facebook. Pretty happy to accept 800 or anything near it because I'd already accepted that before, so I was like, okay, I'm prepared to drop it to that price, so let's do it again. £800. He came all this way. Well, all this way. It was about a 20-minute drive for him. In the messages beforehand, he said he wants to see it at a tennis court being used and making sure it fires the balls properly and everything. So I was like, okay. Had a look on Google and I saw there was actually no tennis courts around. We've got some down the road, but they're all private and locked up, so couldn't use them. But I said, there's a field literally 2 minutes from the house. Why not I just put it in the field and you can watch it, shoot the balls, all the different things and everything like that. So we did that. Went to this field, tried out all its functions, perfectly happy with it. Everything worked really well, shot all the balls out, and it was all happy. And he said he's 99% sure he's going to buy it. I'll let you know in 24 hours. Of course, 24 hours passes, and to be fair, he does actually message first and says, I want to see it firing on a tennis court. And I'm like, what's the difference between it shooting on a tennis court compared to a field? And in the end, we just both gave in, and I just said, sorry, mate, I don't think it's for you. Anyway, I think about 3 weeks pass, relisted it now on eBay, so obviously it's now winter time, so it wasn't getting that traction it was getting before in the summer and getting those high watches. I think it managed to get to, like, within about 3 weeks, only about 4 watches, and I dropped the price now. It's obviously not worth, I know I said it was worth £1,500, which it was when it was brand new, £1,500 item, but now, give it, I don't know, it's probably about 10 years old maybe. Prices drop dramatically. It's like a car. You buy a car brand new, you're never going to sell it for that price again. I ended up listing it back on eBay for $695. Finally, yesterday, we had an offer come through for £500. I was like, okay. I had actually spoke to this person about 2 weeks ago, and it was a lady who was buying it for her tennis club she's in. So I guess they've all chipped in some money for this machine. You can see how big it is. It does take up a lot of space. So I was like, you know what? I've chatted to her already. She knows, she's seen it at its high price. She knows that I've dropped it on eBay already. She's offered 500, which is quite low in my opinion. So I've counted at 635, and about 10 minutes passed, and then I get that sweet ka-ching noise on my phone, and she's bought it. She's clicked buy now. And then it was about a wait for about an hour, and finally she paid for it. So I wanted to give you guys full transparency with this sale. Obviously, I paid £40 for it, £52 for the cable, as I said. So currently with this item, I've got invested £92. Obviously, selling on eBay, you've got the whole world to sell to, so I'm quite happy to pay those fees, but I'm going to break down the whole sale for you. Actual money in my pocket, I've ended up with £586.36. I'll try and show some screenshots on the screen, but then obviously you've got tax on top of that, so do take off 20% tax. I'm actually experimenting a little bit with eBay at the moment, and I've turned off all promoted listings. So luckily, when this sale came through, it wasn't actually through promoted listings. I've only got it set to like 2.1% when I do have them on, so it wouldn't have been much money anyway. eBay still take their fees. I think it's around 13% now. But they've took from me £88.65p, which is a massive amount on fees. Right, and now for even more transparency, which I'm sure you guys will appreciate, after you get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and 4,000 hours, you do get monetized. So after finding this, I thought, you know what, I'm going to make a video out of this. Now, I was a little bit clickbaity with this, but I'll show you the thumbnail here. Obviously, I say it's a £1,500 item, which I'm not really lying. It was £1,500 when it was brand new, but now obviously it didn't sell for that. But that video, I get a little kickback from YouTube with every view I get. I think it's like for every 10,000 views, I'll get £100. So it all depends how well the video's doing, what sort of reactions people give to the video. So I launched this video about 2 months ago, just after finding this item. And as of today, 29th of October, that video has gained 10,424 views. I was making a little bit less than £10 per each 1,000 views. So overall on this video, I've made £72.66p. And of course, at any random point, YouTube could grab hold of that video and pump it to all these different viewers, and it can blow up again and make me a little bit more money. You can take that sort of £92 I've got invested into this, take away the YouTube money, and really, I've only got £20 in it. But obviously, it doesn't really work like that. YouTube's a whole different side of the business now. I actually call it kind of my side hustle on my side hustle, which is now my full-time job. The thing is with YouTube, you never know when a video is going to pop. So I'd invested £40 into this, so I wanted to make that video and see if I could try and recoup some of that money. And luckily for me, that video went really well, and I've managed to recoup pretty much all the money back, and there's no way that video would have got as many views if I didn't pick up this item. And then obviously I'm going to be putting this video out, and hopefully this video can do well and make some money for me. YouTube has now become part of my business, and I'm not going to try and hide it from you guys. You know how YouTube works. You all watch the 3-second ads or whatever it's going to be. Anyway, I hope this answers all your questions. A lot of people have been asking me if it's sold yet. It finally has sold Obviously, I've got to wait the 30-day returns period, so it could get returned at any point. So I'll put this money aside for a month and not touch it. And just in case that return comes back to me, I'll have to refund the buyer, and we'll deal with that when we come to it. But for now, it has sold. It's made me some money. Hopefully I can keep hold of that money. Never celebrate too early with eBay. I've definitely learned that over the years of doing eBay. Getting all happy about a sale, but really, it's not final until that 30 days has passed. I accept returns within 30 days, and I've even had returns for big items at 29 days, because the buyer knows what they're doing. They could use that item for 29 days, return it in the same condition, get all their money back, and voila. Anyway, it is currently Sunday today, so I do need to pack this up. We've got a pub lunch to go to in about 5 minutes. I wanted to show you guys how I'm going to package this up as well. Obviously, it's quite an unusual item. These bits do fold down, so makes it a little bit easier to pack. I have got a massive box, but I'll probably do that tomorrow. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for the rest of this video. Hi guys, welcome back. It is now Monday morning. We've had a bit of a crazy morning. I have packed up 14 orders so far, which I'll show you now. So these are from Saturday morning up to Sunday night. Yeah, not too bad, quite steady. Of course, the weekend was massively boosted by this sale here. I just wanted to basically get these ones out of the garage first, drop them at the shop, and then focus on this one, get it all packaged up, show you guys exactly how I'm going to do it, and just go from there really. But first I'll just quickly walk through what was sold over the weekend. At the bottom here we've got a Thrustmaster steering wheel. I'll try and show them on the screen as I go through them. Nothing amazing, it only went for 20 quid plus postage. This one here, these are cassette boxes. I had 3 of them. Cassettes I think are coming back in at the moment, so I picked up these 3 boxes just for £3. And I've managed to sell the 3 of them for 45, I think, or 35 maybe. I can't actually remember. £35, I think. Here we've got some DeWalt shoes, just work boots. They're a bit beaten up. Again, didn't sell for much. I think £20, 99p. And this one, what's that one there? Oh yeah, that one. You would have seen it in a charity shop video. I think I'm uploading on the 1st. Hopefully it's up already. But that is a Christmas ornament fold-out book thingy. Yeah, that sold for £25 straight away actually, so within like a few hours of listing. Paid £6.50. This one here I think is a pair of Adidas shoes that have sold for £25. That one is a Pure radio, again £25. That one there, what's in that one? I think that one's a bike saddle. Just sold for like £4 something, but I'll put it on the screen anyway so you can see it. I'm sure I do it without showing you guys people's addresses. I mean, it would have been easier if I just talked through the actual orders. Oh yeah, that one there is a Wii stand. So Nintendo Wii, just the little stand that goes underneath the console. It sold for £7.50 actually with free postage. So quite a good sale actually, considering it didn't owe me anything. I just found it in a box in the loft. This one, you've got a pair of Ray-Bans. They've been listed for quite a while, so I took a bit of a low offer. They're on for £55. Somebody offered 40. I then counted at 50, he counted at 45, and I accepted 45. Pretty happy with that. Paid £10 or £8 from a charity shop. Pretty nice actually, I'll show you a photo on the screen. This one here is a Betty Boop perfume. I picked 2 of them up I think for £3 at a car boot in one of my recent videos. The other one sold for £20 and that one has now sold for £20 as well, so pretty cool. They were actually used, but I think I put them as brand new on eBay because they don't allow you to sell used perfumes. This one here is a equestrian hat. So you get the helmet and then you get the fancy cap that goes on top of the helmet. This one has like a little bubble hat on it, so it's quite cool. That's only sold for I think £9.99. And the one underneath it, I think I sent an offer out and it sold for like £11 something. But it's a Vans cap. Again, I'll show you on the screen. This one here is a Le Creuset wine cooler sleeve. And the one underneath that, finally, is a pair of tap-out boxing shorts. So, yeah, nice mixture of orders. Got 14 there. Pretty successful weekend. And yeah, so like I said, I'll go and drop these lot out of the shop. And then I will be packing this one and showing you guys exactly how I'm going to do it. So I'll see you in a bit. We are done. We now have a nice walkway of space, a nice clear area to pack this huge item in. 14 orders out. Let's do it. Obviously, having this item, you do need the boxes for this. All the boxes I've got in my storage won't fit this item, but I do have one box that I've kept for about 3 or 4 months just up in the loft, ready for when this sells. And finally, it's its time to shine. This is the box here. So obviously you'll need one big massive box like this. I have already checked the measurements. It should just fit. It'll be quite tight, but as long as I can pack out all the edges a little bit, it should be fine. Shouldn't get too damaged or damaged at all, hopefully, in the post. So what I'll start with is just make the bottom of the box as solid as possible. I've got other materials like these over here, which again, I've had these laying around for months for this exact reason, just so I can pack the box out with polystyrene inserts, stop it from getting damaged from any sort of impact it's going to take. I use the 3-inch wide tape with these, what are they called, Tricore dispensers. They're quite expensive. They're about £25 each, but I bought them about 4 or 5 years ago when I first started, and they haven't let me down since. I've cut myself so many times on the blades here because they're razor sharp, but they're so good. 3-inch tape, best way to go. Keeps all your boxes solid, stops the tape from peeling up. I usually use the brown tape sort of all over and then go over the top of it with the clear tape just to make it a bit extra secure. So let's begin. So yeah, we've got sunshine, so hopefully quite good lighting for you guys. Yeah, so basically, bottom of the box, make sure it's all secure first. Get all the edges nice and straight. Apologies for the loud squeakiness of the tape. It's very annoying, but you get used to it. Because it's quite a heavy item, I'm really going to barricade this with sellotape. So, put one there. Right, that should be enough tape on the bottom now. So now, flip it over. As you can see, it's quite a snug fit, but I'll put some polystyrene down there to stop it from getting any impact from the side. The handle shouldn't break if it gets knocked, but I'll still try and put some card in there. And again on the front, put some card or something in there. Again, polystyrene down the sides as well. But for now, we see this air gap here. We can actually pad it out at the bottom with polystyrene and really bring that up a little bit, just to stop it from getting damaged from underneath. Right, that's the second bit, not as neat as the first bit, as you can see. There's the first bit at the bottom of the box. Second bit going in. That is now nicely padded. You've got about 3 or 4 inches of polystyrene there for it to sit on. So I think I'm going to probably pack the sides out first, and then I'll try and slot it in on top of that. Oh, I'm covered in these little polystyrene balls now. Right, so as you can see, there's a nice little box there of polystyrene that should take any impacts coming from the sides and whatnot. Again, the bottom's nicely padded out, so we will now try and drop it in and see what happens. Hopefully it fits. Alright, that's perfect, that's better. So now it's not squeezing it over here at all, it's not squeezing it on this side. I will put cardboard down each end, but like I said, these sides are all good. So for padding out the ends, I've got these boxes here, which I'm just going to flat pack and cut to size. I've got so many of these in the loft, probably about 20 of them, so no shortage of these boxes, and they're really strong, sturdy cardboard. Right, there we have it so far. Got the card in there, card at the back as well, nice and thick, so front and back are protected, the sides are now protected. The only bits I do need to pad out a bit more are these upper side bits here. It's not really necessary on this because it has actually got a plug cover on the plug because I bought it brand new. Wrap that all up. Then literally there is a perfect place right here for the plug to sit, so I'll stick that there. That keeps all of that nice and level and flat. The only bit poking up is this bit of card, but that can be nicely folded down once it's all taped up and everything. So now we're left with kind of a gap of about 2 inches from the top, which is a nice sort of air gap. Again, you get piles of parcels put on top of these, so you want it as protected as possible from every single angle of the box. So we've still got one more sheet of polystyrene, so what I'll do with this is whack that on the top bit. So we'll just start folding in all the edges. These two work pretty nicely, but I think it's going to be quite a squeeze getting these two to match up perfectly. As you can see, there's a bit of a gap in the middle. This is where you kind of need like a third hand just to really help you. That has killed me off completely. We are done. This is the parcel here, all packaged up. As you can see, I've literally gone to town with the tape. That is a very big parcel. Probably my biggest I've ever sent. I've marked the top. Yeah, now it's time to weigh it. See how much it actually comes in at. So what I use for weighing is just these basic scales. I've had these since I started. They're still going strong. There's a bit of damage on the cable here, but other than that, they're all pretty good. They're just basic kilogram scales, so there you go. Definitely my heaviest one. It's comparing to like large speakers I send. That's probably the most similar sort of item I've sent in this sort of box and size and weight and stuff. This is coming in at just under 20 kilograms, so that's actually really good. It's 19.2, so well under 20, which is a good sign. I believe the max for Hermes or Every is 15 kilograms. I've already said that I'm going to be sending this through Parcel Force. So the buyer's paid £40 for the delivery. It's quite a lot. Obviously, it's going to be quite a lot to send in the first place, but I wasn't actually sure. I haven't checked any quotes yet, so I just put 40 quid. So I thought if it does sell for around 1,000, £40 should hopefully cover me, or near enough cover me, if I was to fully insure it. Fully on the scales. There we go, 19.2. Right, so I've got a few quotes from Parcel Force. I did put Express 48 on the listing, so that's what I'll send it as. It's coming in at £10.58. That's with all the measurements and the 19.5 kilograms roughly it weighs. Alright, so there's all the details put in. We've got tennis ball machine, 19.5, value £635, and we've got the weight, we've got the length, height and width. So currently it's £12.70, but you do get free protection of £150 through Parcel Force. So that's quite handy. And then it says here, would you like to protect your item for the full value of £635 for only £16.50, excluding VAT? So that'll probably be like 20 quid or something extra. I've accounted for that, so it should all be good. So if I click yes, increase my protection to the full value, the total is coming to £32.50. There we go. So that is about right, actually. Once you include all my packaging and my time and how much it's tired me out packaging this, all the polystyrene, the boxes I've used, the tape, everything like that, just to drop it off at the post office. You can even count for the fuel there as well. That'll probably come to about 40 quid. Maybe a little bit under, so maybe I'm saving a couple of quid. Sorry if it's getting really dark now. The sun has completely disappeared again. Looks like we're getting more rain once again. I've just bought the label, so just time to print it, and then we are done. One thing I will do is I'd like to put on expensive orders like this, it's not really necessary, but I like to do it anyway, bit of clear tape, and I literally peel that off and stick it over the top of the label just to protect the address or anything like that, because again, these are chucked around in vans and warehouses, and it just takes one corner of another parcel to hit that label, ruin the tracking number, ruin the address, and unfortunately your parcel will probably go missing. So a little bit of tape over the top of it just to protect it. Just a little tip I want to share with you guys. Make sure you do that on your more expensive items. If you've stayed this long, I really appreciate you watching the whole video. I don't do this on all my items, but with this one special item, I really wanted to make a whole video of it and document the whole journey of it, and exactly how I've gone from picking it up in a field for £40 to selling it on eBay for £635. Again, you just never know what you're going to find in the field. Always be on the lookout for random items like this, because you never know the value of them. Like I said in my first video, when I first found this item, I actually walked past it, and about half an hour later went back to it and it was still there, and I thought, oh, it might just be worth googling a little bit. Did a bit of research, saw that it was £1,500 brand new, straight away went for it. £40, absolute bargain. Fingers crossed it gets there in one piece and I can relax finally. But for the next month or so, I'm going to be panicking about this, hoping that the buyer's happy with it and they've tested it out and it's all good and well. But for now, it's all good. It's being sent out. They've paid. I've got the money. You guys have watched the journey. So anyway, guys, thanks again so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.